Okay. Let's do some yoga. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna come to a comfortable seat or come to a nice comfortable lying position, wherever you are, and just use this time now to settle in. So just settle into how you're feeling. Settle into how the body is feeling, not just the mind. So the mind probably is going through quite a lot the last few days or the last week or so, and our yoga practice is a really nice place to sort of keep that consistency, to be able to come back a little bit of a routine and just trying to look after our mind and body during these hard times that we're going to possibly see. Okay, part of me is really excited about it, having my kids home, learning new things, and almost having a little bit of a retreat. So it's a really positive way of looking at it, but I know that times are going to be difficult as well, and there's going to be lots of isolation, not just for ourselves, for other people who are quite vulnerable. So yeah, so as we sit here, I just want you to close your eyes and just think of somebody. Okay, it can be somebody you know, or it can be somebody or something that comes into your mind when you think about the next few weeks. Someone who needs some love and care and attention, and that someone can be yourself. So you can be thinking of yourself, sending that love and care to you. And I just want you to settle in and take a couple of breaths here. So knowing that you are part of a community, that we're all here. We're not just here for yoga, but we're also here for that connection with each other, connecting to the breath. As one, as a union. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Wherever you are, maybe for me, I can feel the sunshine, the warmth on my shoulders, which is lovely. Maybe just notice the space that you're in. So it's very different having a home practice to being in a studio. So this is why we're just checking in to ourselves and checking into our space. So it could be that your space is really quite small, okay? And maybe you decide to create a space for yourself over the next few weeks and put some cushions in there, a really nice space to be able to come to and just relax. Maybe it's a place where you can read or draw and practice yoga. Maybe it's a place that is adaptable and it can't be a permanent space and you need to roll out a mat each time, move things out the way. But embrace your space. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Hands come to the side of the mat, fingertips facing down. You can keep your eyes closed here. Breathing in, just reaching your arms all the way up above your mat. If you're lying on the floor, you can sweep your arms up left to right above the head. Exhale, hands come back down towards the floor. Inhale again, sweeping the arms up above the head. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, right hand now comes to left knee, left arm comes behind your back. Roll that left shoulder back, open up through your chest. So drawing the right elbow down towards the cross of your legs if you're seated. If you're lying down, just take your arms above your head and allow yourself to stretch your arms over towards the left side. Really getting that stretch in the right side of the body. If you're seated, take another breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, reaching both arms up into the air again, or sweeping the up above your head. Exhale, we're going to take the twist to the other side. So left elbow comes to right knee, roll that right shoulder back, open up through your chest. Take a full breath. Exhaling here, one more breath. Again, if you're lying down, take the arms over towards the right side now, feeling that stretch in the left side of the body. Inhale, coming back round, reach the arms all the way up. Just a little shake with the hips left to right, or just reaching the hands left to right. And then exhale, bringing the hands all the way back down by your side. From here, we're going to just come round onto our backs, lying down. So getting yourself comfortable. If you need to adjust anything here, just arrive, settle in, notice how the body feels. Once you arrive here, if you're happy to bring your feet to the floor, so allow your feet to rest on the floor, knees bent, hands can be placed on your tummy for now. Wow, I really do have the sun beating down on my face, it's lovely. Okay, take another breath. Notice how you feel. Practicing yoga at home. Bringing your palms down to the earth. Allowing those shoulders to find that connection. So the shoulder blades are finding the connection on the ground here. From here, as you inhale, rolling through your spine, start to lift your hips. We're just coming into our bridge pose. Keeping the hips lifted, you're imagining that you're trying to get your sit bones or your back of your thighs towards your shins. Shins are starting to go forward towards the mat. Lifting up through the chest a little bit more. Maybe you roll the shoulder blades underneath your back. Feel free to interlace the fingers, pushing the hands into the mat beneath you. Chest starts to lift. Lifting chest to chin, and chin starts to open up towards the sky. Take a breath. Breathing deep. Strong through the legs, having that awareness through the legs. Exhale, release the hands if you've got them clasped. Rolling the shoulders out just a little bit, and then exhale, lowering the hips all the way back down. We're just going to start to move through a flow here. So inhale again, starting to lift the hips up. Breathing in. Exhale, lowering the hips down. 2 more. Breathing in, lifting the hips. Breathing out, lowering down. Last one with your breath. This time, inhale, lifting the hips, lifting the arms. Keeping the hips lifted, arms reaching up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, keep those hips up. Just see if you can reach those arms back behind you. Settle in here. Maybe you can wiggle the hips left to right. Just notice how that feels. If it's too much in your lower back, bring your hands back down and just do the hips, or maybe you bring the hips down and just do the arms, taking that stretch. On your next exhale, bringing the hands all the way back to the hips. When they're level with the hips, then the hips lower back down. Again, we're going to move through a flow. Inhale, take the hips and the arms all the way up. Take that stretch. Exhale, hands come down and hips come down to the floor. 3 more with your breath. Nice deep breathing. Last one. As you settle in here, all arriving back down with hips on the floor. If you're still moving, just take your time, no rush. Okay, from here, keeping the knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to start to just wake up this core area, okay? So in the morning, having that energy for the rest of the day, okay? And these are really good moves for the core, just to get that bit of a rinse, okay? Building strength and also building our immune system, okay? So lots of the yoga is going to be about building our immune system over the next few weeks. And yoga does that anyway, okay? But when we have a bit of a detox for the tummy and a bit of a rinse, just helps that burst. So soles of the feet come to the ground. Hands come down by your side, but you're on the side of your hands, so your thumbs are up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, just drop your lower back to the floor, okay? Exhale, lifting head up off the floor. Be careful that you're not sort of crunching here through the neck. You want to keep the gaze up towards the ceiling, okay? And then you're going to start to just move your hands left to right, okay? So you're really trying to reach with your hands. So your left hand is really reaching towards your foot, your left ankle, and then coming the other way. So you can do this really mindfully and slowly with the breath. That really taps into this core center. So you can inhale into center, exhale to one side. Inhale into center, exhale to the other side. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. Or you can start to move a little bit quicker here. Take a breath. Don't forget to breathe. You're just going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Take those arms all the way up above the head, just stretching through the tummy. And as you exhale, bringing one knee in towards the chest and the other, and wrap your arms around your knees, just gently moving the hips, the knees left to right. From here, take a couple of breaths. Notice how you feel. Find a way to relax here gently. And then bringing your hands to the back of your thighs, we're going to rock and roll up to a seated position, okay? If you get to the point where you can't quite get up, don't worry, you can just meet us there. So you don't necessarily have to do this. First of all, I like to just bring my feet up towards the ceiling, just give them a little wiggle. Have a look at your feet, your lovely feet. Hands on the back of the thighs, relax through the shoulders, relax through the feet. You're going to bring your legs towards your face first and then rock them away from you. So you're just starting to get that rock into the spine, into the hips and the pelvis, and then start to lift the shoulders up with it. So eventually you can come all the way up to a seat. Okay, get yourself situated. So if you need to lower the feet to the floor, do. From here, roll the shoulders back, lifting one foot, lifting the other, coming into a boat variation. Quite often when we arrive here, we grip. So just find some softness. We want the awareness through our tummy, but we also want to find just a little bit of ease here through the shoulders. Inhale, close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. Lifting the feet a little bit higher so the shins are parallel to the floor. Take another breath. Exhale fully. Inhale, just release the hands just briefly. You can keep the legs bent. You can straighten through the legs if you want to take it a little bit further. Just notice how this feels. Embrace, lovely with the sunshine on me. Exhale, cross the legs, coming forward. Just take a moment just to reach those hands forward wherever they arrive on the floor. Maybe you're here. maybe the hands come to the mat and you can drop your chin to your chest. Take a full breath. What is lovely today is that it's not just adults here. I know we can't hear each other, but we also have Scarlett here, who is not at school today. So it's really nice that we've got all ages, all of us practicing yoga together, which is fab. Okay, from here we're going to come forward onto the knees and hands. So get yourself situated on your mats. Just find a position, adjust your clothes. You know, you can do anything. I can't see you. Okay, I don't know if you've turned your videos off or not. Maybe the other people can see you. Okay, but this is what's nice with your at-home practice. You can arrive in your PJs. You know, maybe we'll make nighttime yoga compulsory for PJs. Just allowing yourself to feel comfortable in your space and comfortable in your body. Coming to our tabletop position, coming onto the top of the feet here. Take a breath. Inhale, dropping the tummy, so lifting the tailbone, looking forwards, coming into our cow pose. Soft arms, exhale, rounding through. Navel draws in towards the spine. We're moving slow. Inhale, rounding through, gazing forwards. Exhale, rounding through. 3 more. Move with your breath. In our cat pose, really pushing the chest up towards the back of the body. Taking a few more breaths here, a few more movements here. Feel free if you want to move off the norm, okay, off these lines, you can start to move the hips. From here, we are going to start to just add in just a little bit, okay? So we're going to be building this strength today. So as we start to round through into our cat pose, I just want you to then hover the knees. We're not coming quite into downward dog, but it's that preparation, that halfway in between. Exhale, lower knees down. Inhale into our cow. Exhale, starting to come into cat, lifting knees. Hover those knees. Exhale, lowering the knees down. Inhaling into cow. Exhale, chin rounds through into chest. Push away, hover knees. Inhale here. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Exhaling and inhaling. One more. Exhale, release your hips down, shifting back onto your feet, coming into our child's pose. Releasing head down towards the floor. If this isn't comfortable for you, feel free to do extended child's pose, knees wide, big toes to touch. And again, if this isn't okay, find a comfortable position. So sometimes puppy posture is a really nice one instead to just come into, to take a couple of breaths. Breathing deep. Giving yourself thanks for your beautiful, healthy body this morning and that nourishing breath that you're breathing. Giving yourself some energy and some lightness. Inhaling, looking forwards. If you're in child's pose, just slide your hands forward a bit, giving yourself space. You're then going to roll forward, so keeping your forearms on the ground. You'll get to a position where perhaps you sort of feel a little bit stuck, okay? From here, you can just walk those knees back, shifting the hips down to the ground. Arrive here, feeling that pelvis on the floor. So we want awareness through the top of the feet, awareness through the pelvis, and then inhale, coming into our Sphinx pose. So elbows are underneath shoulders, hands are planted in the mat. So you've got like two parallel lines here. Roll the shoulders back. Imagine that you're trying to pull your hands back towards you. So here we go. We have hands, elbows, pelvis, top of the feet, rooting down that connection. Gently gazing forward, so we're not causing any restriction in the throat. We've just got that length through the neck down to the lower back, all the way through the spine. Take one more breath here. Inhale. On an exhale, looking towards your right shoulder, so the rest of the body staying where it is. Inhale back to center. Exhale, looking towards the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, just allow your body to drop down, elbows come left to right, resting forehead on the ground. Bringing your hands underneath the shoulders now. Roll the shoulders back as you push back onto your knees, coming back into our all fours position. From here, you're going to send your right leg behind you, reaching down with your right toes towards the floor. Decide whether you want your left foot or your left toes on the ground. You can come onto the top of the foot. So quite often we sort of collapse through here. We want this little bit of awareness. So if you need to adjust, do. Navel draws in. Nice flat back position here, pushing away with the hands. Maybe that leg lifts a little bit higher. Take one more breath. Exhale, lower right foot to the ground and then sweep your right foot over towards the left. Gazing over your left shoulder, maybe you can look back towards that right foot. Take another breath. Inhale, bringing it back, lifting that foot up. From here, you're going to round right knee in towards the chest. So hands are remaining planted. Inhale, take that length, send the right foot behind you. Exhale, rounding through, knee towards the nose. Inhale, send it behind you. Exhale, knee towards your nose, and then step your right foot up. So the right foot comes up in between the hands. Again, just arrive here. I want you to roll those shoulders back, really open up through your spine. So if you're on the fingertips, great. I actually find it better to be on the fingertips here. Everything feels really congested. I want some space. I want to open up a little bit here. If you're really feeling this stretch in this front leg, curl the toes under of that back foot. Just lifts this up a little bit, okay? So sometimes this can be too much. Take a breath. Open up through. Get some movement in your neck. Full breath here. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Coming into our low crescent lunge. Pinkies turn in towards each other. Navel draws in. We've got all this awareness through the body. Take that full breath. Rooting down through the top of that back foot and that front foot. So really finding that awareness, that lift through the pelvic floor. Taking a full breath. Using those exhales to relax. And exhale, bringing the hands back down to frame your foot. From here, you're simply just going to step the right knee back, going on to the other side here. So again, push away from the floor. Find that foundation, that awareness through the hands. Notice what's going on in the shoulders. So even though we're strong here, with those exhales, we need to find that sukha, that ease. When you've gathered that foundation, you've stacked everything up, you're going to then send your left foot behind you, toes facing down. You can have a soft bend in the knee if you want. Really imagine you're trying to push your heel into a wall behind you. Take another breath. Inhaling. Exhale, lower your left foot to the ground and then gently start to sweep your foot over towards the right side this time. Gazing back over the right shoulder, looking back towards your left toes. Inhale, slowly bringing the left foot back round, lifting the leg up behind you. Exhale, rounding through. Push away with your hands, doming through the back. Inhale, leg goes away. Exhale, rounding through. So on the inhales, we are creating this length, this extension. Exhale, we're rounding things through, bringing in that rinse. Inhale, extend. Exhale, rounding through. Hold here. And then step that left foot up in between your hands. From here, just get a little bit of movement, settle in. And then again, planting those fingertips, roll the shoulders back, open up through the spine. If it's too much in that front right leg, you can start to curl the toes under. So just decide what works for you. If you need more space, take more space. Breathing deep. On your next inhale, start to reach those hands up, awareness through the feet. So you're really finding that connection with the earth, okay? We could just be here really sort of relaxed, the feet just not here. This is nice, okay? But it's amazing how it changes and those benefits for the body, okay? When we have that awareness through the feet, through the hands, through the shoulders, wrapping those shoulder blades round by bringing the pinky fingers in towards each other. Taking another breath here. Navel draws in. Awareness of that back foot. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. From here, you're going to send your left knee back. You're going to curl your toes under. You're going to push your hips away from your hands. That then allows you to come into our first downward dog. Start to pedal the feet here. My hair is molting all over my mat. Start to pedal your feet. Left to right. Taking your dog for a walk. Maybe you've even got dogs practicing yoga with you this morning. Anybody who was in the live class last night would have met my dog Dobby, who decided to come and join us. Okay, take another breath. Heels starting to root down towards the floor, pushing the arms away from the hands. So it's like you're trying to melt your arm back, chest towards the thighs. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Take another breath. Inhale, bend the knees. Slowly make your way all the way up to the front of your mat, forward fold. Feet can be hip width apart or together, dropping the head. You decide if you need that extra bend in the knees this morning, or maybe now, as we started to warm up, you can start to straighten. Straightening those legs, deciding what works for you. Relaxing through. Inhale, gazing forward slightly so that you can bring your peace fingers and thumbs just to wrap around your big toes. If this isn't able, if you're not able to get here, then just bend your knees and then you might be able to reach your toes from here, okay? From here, I want you to push your toes into your fingers and you're going to pull against your toes with your fingers, so you have that resistance. Inhale, halfway lift, gazing out slightly, navel draws in. You can do this with the knees bent also. Taking a full breath wherever you are. Exhale, release the fingers, release the head. Bend the knees if you need to. Hands trace up towards the shins. Inhale, halfway lift, gazing out. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, reach those hands left to right. Take our full standing pose. Exhale, hands come down to your side, mountain pose. So the first time today that we've taken mountain, notice how you feel. I can feel that heat and energy. Perhaps I shouldn't have put the heater on in here this morning before, but it's nice. It's a nice warm feeling. So just notice what's going on. Wiggle those toes, wiggle the fingers, releasing any tension. Okay. From here, settle in. Feet hip width apart or flush together. Inhale, reach those hands up, all the way up into the air. Exhale, sink down, keeping the hands where they are. So it's the hips that are sinking down, coming into our chair pose. Navel draws in. As we pull the navel into the spine, you'll notice that your tailbone starts to tuck under. For some, this is more beneficial. This is a lot more support for the lower back, but maybe you already come to this position and actually you need to find that ease here. Okay, so have a little bit of a play here with this pelvic tilt. Find the position that works for you. Take another breath, rooting down. Sometimes we end up shifting the weight further forward here. Can you shift the weight back just slightly? Maybe those hips sink a little bit lower. Lots to think about. You can take up more space with the arms if you want to. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, you're going to shift forward onto your toes. Hovering here in our hummingbird. So I've been doing quite a lot of hummingbird recently. I would like you to release your hands down if you're able to and bring your hands behind you, palms facing down. So imagine these are your wings where you're hovering over the ground or hovering over the water. If you imagine a hummingbird just fluttering around waiting for their drink. Okay, so you want to imagine that you are that bird. This is strong. Okay, take one more breath here. Well done. Exhale, release the heels down. Release the hands to the floor, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, reach the hands left to right, reaching all the way back up. And then this time we're going to exhale, coming all the way back down into our forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Once again. Exhale, folding back down. Plant the hands, step one foot, step the other, coming into plank or kneeling plank. Shifting your weight forward, hovering over the top of your arm, over the top of your hand, sorry. Elbows draw in, exhale, lower all the way down. Chin comes down to the floor, come onto the top of the feet. Roll the shoulders back, maybe the hands slide back in line with the ribs. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. This time, hover the hands. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. This time, hand comes out left to right. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, coming back down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under. Inhale, either to knees or power up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Arrive here, take a breath. Notice how you feel. You can shake the head left to right. This feels good for me, especially after my calf injury. It's still tight in that right leg, but I couldn't even straighten this leg before, so it's amazing how your body heals. Take another breath here. Exhale, find something new. So find ways to soften. Okay, from here, you're going to anchor down through that left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg up behind you. Exhale, shifting forward. Right knee comes in towards the chest, and we're going to step the right foot up. If you need to lower that knee first, do, and then come into this lunge here. If you've got this back knee lifted, keep it lifted. We're going to all arrive here. Inhale, high lunge. Take a breath, bend into that front knee. Inhale again. Imagine you're trying to draw that back heel towards the back wall or the back of your mat. Notice. So again here I have this bend in my back, which is fine, but maybe I drop the back knee down slightly with a little bit of a bend. If it's too much here, maybe this feels good. So you decide what's going on in the body today. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pivot that back foot, coming into our warrior two. So from here, we are going to go through a little bit of a flow, just briefly. So inhale, warrior two, arms. Exhale, reverse, reaching right hand back. Left hand resting on the left leg. Inhale, back to warrior. Exhale, pivot this back foot. Left hand comes down to the floor. Inhale, reaching right hand up. Right arm comes to rest on right knee. Inhale, take left arm all the way up, pivot back foot, warrior two. Okay, I'll explain again. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, right arm comes down. You can rest the right arm on the right knee. Pivot that back foot, left hand comes down to the earth. Inhale, reach right arm up. Lift those hips. Exhale, right arm comes down to right knee. Pivot that back foot. Inhale, coming up, warrior two. Reverse. On your next exhale, right elbow comes down to right knee. Pivot left foot round, left hand comes down. Inhale, reach right arm up. And this time, exhale, right hand comes down to frame the right foot. Your left foot, you're going to step in a little bit, okay? So this can take a bit of practice to do. It might be that you decide to move your right foot back, or maybe you can step up here. From here, we are going to turn the foot at an angle, and we are going to come into warrior one. So inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bend into that front knee. Bring your hands down to your hips, and just see if you can start to bring your hips towards the front of your mat. Might be that you need to change your stance slightly. Take a breath. Inhale, reach. Breathing deep. Giving your thanks for your body. Really feel it. Exhale, hands come down, frame that front leg, stepping the left foot back, reaching the right foot back, and then we're going to shift forward straight away into our plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, or pause halfway, shifting onto the feet, reaching up dog or cobra. Exhale. We'll all arrive back through the flow into downward dog. So moving through plank to get here. If you need to take a child's pose, please do. Take another breath. Anchor down through that right foot. Inhale, lifting left leg up behind you. Exhale, left knee draws all the way in towards the chest, and then step your left foot up. Take a moment here, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reaching arms all the way up, coming into this high lunge. Just take a moment here. Notice what's going on. Adjust the body if you need to. And then from here, we're going to inhale and exhale, warrior two. So I'm going to have my back towards you. Normally I would switch around, but I'm just going to show it to you this way. So inhaling, taking your arms left to right. Knee opening up. So sometimes we'll bring it in. Notice what's going on. And then again, we're going to repeat the flow from the other side. Right hand comes down. Inhale, lift left arm up. Exhale, left elbow comes down to left knee. Bring in the right hand down, pivot that right foot. Inhale, lifting up. Left hand lifts, hips lift slightly. Exhale, maybe left hand comes back to that left knee. Rolling back, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, open up. Exhale, reverse. Coming back. Inhale, sweep those arms. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, moving through. Left arm down, right hand to the floor. Inhale, open up. This time, left hand comes down to the floor. From here, you're going to step your left foot back to meet the right. Inhale, take a breath. Full breath here. From here, anchor down through that right foot again. Inhale, lifting left leg up behind you, stepping the left foot back up. From here, pivot the back right foot, or the back foot even. Okay, at a 45-degree angle, we're going to come into our warrior one. Reaching up. Notice how this side feels, so we can start to move our hips towards the front of the mat. So just gently have your hands on your hips, just that gentle, not stretch even, it's just that sort of guidance round. Then take the arms up. Notice how you feel here. Little pinkies turn in. We're all warriors doing this together. Inhale, maybe looking up towards the hands. Full expression of warrior one. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Pivot that back foot, stepping left foot back, and this time shifting forward into plank. We're going to really come into this full plank now, so push away from your mat. Start to dome up through your upper back. Gazing down to the space in between the thumbs, push those heels back away from you. Quite often have to do that check-in myself. One more breath. And then shifting forwards, exhale, elbows draw in, lower all the way down or halfway into up dog or cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, power up through plank, and then into downward dog. In down dog, settle in. Find some softness here. Reaching heels back, reaching through the hands, navel draws in. Giving yourself that time and that space here on your mat now, but also creating that space this morning for you to be able to come and practice, but also taking that time and space over the next few weeks. If you haven't already, exhale, lowering the knees down to the floor. Everybody from here, I want you to, keeping the hands relatively away from the body, but just start to walk the knees back, gazing forwards, then reach with your hands, okay? So imagine a bit like a cow or that dog pose, you know, that morning stretch that dogs do, okay? Then we're going to come into puppy posture. So from here, push away. As you push away with your hands, you're going to start to move your hips back as your chest, your heart, maybe your chin lowers down to the floor or forehead. Take that stretch in the hands, in the arms. Arms are active. You're melting your heart down. Getting that stretch across the shoulders, into the lower back. Another breath here. Inhale, coming up. Bringing the knees in towards your hands. Just bringing the knees together. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can come into a comfortable seat. Just bring your hands to rest on your knees. So just settle in here, bringing your palms face up. So quite often our natural position to be in is where we just sort of relax and allow our shoulders to sort of round forward, okay, especially with phones and things. So what I want you to do is roll those shoulders back, and as you roll them back, take that length. See how tall you can grow. Bring your palms to rest, face up. You can bring your index finger and thumb together if you wish. Listen to the sounds that you have in your room. So I'm not sure if you can hear them, but I can. The dog barking in the distance. I can hear the birds. I've actually now discovered a beautiful room to practice in, and I didn't even think about practicing in the conservatory. But it's a really lovely place to be in, and it's a lovely place to share with you guys. So just take a moment here. If you're in kneeling, remain in kneeling for a moment. If you're in seated, stay there. So whatever position you're in is fine. We're just going to repeat that twist we did at the beginning when we were seated. So from here, just gently bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee. This left hand now can wrap around. Maybe you can hold onto your feet behind you. Maybe you just bring it onto your hip, your right hip. So left hand on right hip, and roll that shoulder back, opening up through. You can, if you want to, bring that left fingertips behind you. You do lean back slightly, but that's also fine. Just decide what works for you here. We're just taking a gentle stretch. Close your eyes if you want to. Exhale back through center. Inhale again. Exhale to the other side. So just taking that twist. Embracing ourselves. Gentle smile. Exhale, coming back through center. Okay, from here we're going to make our way down onto our backs. So if you want to grab a cushion or something at home for that extra comfort, then do. Try not to skip this part. This is, if anything, the most precious part, okay? So come to lie down on your back. You can keep your knees bent if you want to, and feet on the ground. Maybe you decide that this feels wonderful this morning. For me, this is lovely. You don't have to stay here, okay? You can just come into restorative pose. So you can have the knees in towards each other. You can extend those legs long. You decide. It's your practice, right? Bring your hands behind your head. Imagine that you're on a beach sunbathing. Life is good. Wherever you are, just take a few moments to be here. Bringing that awareness to your breath. Your breath is so powerful. It can change how you're feeling in an instant. So for children, it's quite nice to sometimes imagine that you have a balloon, but I actually think it's nice for adults as well. So imagine that your tummy is a balloon, okay? So as we're breathing in, that balloon is inflating, it's getting bigger and bigger. And as you breathe out, the balloon shrinks, tummy shrinks back down. Again, 2 more, breathing in. Breathing out. Last one. Breathing in. Inflate the balloon. Pause briefly at the top. Exhale, breathe out. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. Just try and soften everywhere the body becomes heavy. Just going to take a moment here in stillness, in silence. Bringing your awareness to your breath if the mind starts to wander. Start to bring your awareness back to the room, back to your space. Maybe part the lips, get a stretch in the mouth, relaxing through the jaw. Get some movement in through the body, maybe taking a full stretch with the arms. And then slowly bending the knees, rolling over onto one side. Where we'll just pause for a moment. And slowly coming back up into a comfortable seat. Giving yourself just a moment to adjust, and then bringing your hands together at your heart. To always have kind and loving intentions, hands to your mouth, for kind and loving words, and to your forehead, for kind and loving thoughts to yourself, to those around you, and the rest of the world. Namaste.
Namaste.